Welcome to my session on the numbers chapter foundation class. In this, I would like to discuss about multiplication of integers, division of integers, as well as some absolute value of integer and simplification. Okay, let us see in this multiplication of integers. As we all know that the product of two positive integers, suppose you take p and q are the positive integers, their product is always again will be a positive one. Okay, so where we are considering p and q are positive integers. Okay, that is a point. So for that, you just want to know anything. Like you take 4 into 3. 4 into 3 is what? That is 12. 12 is a positive integer. Like that, whereas 6 into 4, 6 into 4 is 24. That is also a positive integer. This is one point. Coming to the second point and a discussion that the product of a positive integer and a negative integer, product of positive integer and a negative integer is negative. For example, if you take 5 into minus 6, 5 into minus 6, the answer is minus 30. Minus 30. What is minus 30 is a negative integer. Okay. Whereas if you take minus 8, that is multiplied by 6, then you will get minus 48, that is also negative. So what it indicates is any one of this integer in the multiplication, if it is negative, the final answer is also negative. That is the point. Next thing, the product of two negative integers is a positive. For example, you take the minus 7 is an integer multiplied with minus 2. So what you will get is 14. What is 14 is 14 is a positive integer. 14 is a positive integer. In the same way, the another one, if you take minus 6 into minus 7, so 6 sevens are 42. So 42 is the positive integer. So what is product of two negative integers? Product of two negative integers is positive. Let us take another one. We have the product of three negative integers is a negative integer. For example, if you take minus 3, okay, multiplied by minus 5, again multiplied with another one is minus 2. So what is going to happen here is nothing but here we are going to discuss about the product of three negative integers. 5 3s are 15, 15 2s are 30. But here what we are going to get is nothing but the product of two negative integers is positive, that is 15 into minus 2, that will become minus 30. So what we understand is product of three negative integers is negative. Okay. So this is one thing. Another important point to be noticed here is integers is the product of the form the four negative integers is what. So if you take four negative integers, that is not negative, it is positive. For example, you take minus 1 into minus 2 into minus 3 into minus 4. So you just see product of two negative integers is positive. So first two value is 2 and the next two product is 12. So that means 2 into 12. 2 into 12 is 24. So what is 24? 24 is a positive integer. So from this what we understand is the product of four negative integers is positive, product of three negative integers is negative, product of two negative integers is positive, and product of one positive and one negative is negative, and product of two positive is positive. So these are the multiplication of integers rules. Let us find out one more thing here. Division of integers. Division of integers. So the topic name is division of integers. Division of integers. Okay, so let us see in this one. When we divide a positive integer by another positive integer, what is going to take place? Suppose a positive integer 7 if you take, that is dividing 5. So what we can understand is the 7 by 5. What is 7 by 5 is 7 by 5 is positive. Or else you can write is also 1 into 2 by 5 is a fraction. So we observe that the division is not closed for integers. So that means when we divide a positive integer by another positive integer, we get a positive number which is need not be an integer. Okay, so it is not an integer. So do remember, this is one important point. Next one. When a negative integer is divided by a positive integer, we get a negative number. For example, you take minus 12 is divided with 4. What it means? It means minus 12 by 4. Minus 12 by 4 is how much? Minus 3. So what is minus 3? When the 12 is divided by 4, the quotient is 3 and we get a negative sign before that 3. So this is a negative integer. Another point here, when a positive integer is divided by a negative integer, we get a negative integer. So for example, you take 30. 30 we are dividing with minus 10. So how we can write this one is nothing but we can write this is minus 30 by 10. Minus 30 by 10 is how much? Minus 3. So from this what we understand is when a positive integer is divided by a negative integer, we get a negative number. Next one. When a negative integer is divided by a negative integer, we get a positive number. Suppose you take minus 40, which you are dividing with another negative one, minus 4. Okay. Then what we can write, this one is 40 by 4. 40 by 4. What is 40 by 4 is 10. So from this what we understand is nothing but when a negative integer is divided by a negative integer, we get a positive number. So 10 is a positive number here. Another point. Next thing is for two integers. So if you consider the two integers p and q, p is divided with the q, where this cannot be, this may or may not be equals to that q divided by p. That means for two negative integers, p by q is not equals to q by p. You just take an example, like 3 is dividing with 1. 3 is divides 1 is actually equals to 3. Whereas 1 divides 3, that is not 3, that is 1 by 3. So what we understand is nothing but 3 divided by 1 is not equals to 1 divided by 3. Okay. So 3 is not equals to 1 by 3. These are the points to be remembered. So let us take